downtrend, guys, I'm looking for the market to get to some lows, right? So here we have a low, and now I have an idea of the trend, and now I have a target, right? Really, really important. So next is the entry. I'm going to go ahead and remove this trend and start to look for some type of entry. So here we have a break of structure. These lows were taken out, it seems, by this area. It looks like we have not come back into this area as of yet. I do also notice that we have imbalance in here. So this is just, you know, the little clues that I have as to where I could possibly get an entry. Right over here, I'm gonna go ahead and mark my OB right here and change my colors around. Okay, perfect. So now I have an entry. I also have an exit. Everything is seeming to make sense now. Guys, you don't want to just blindly get into this trade. We want to see what's been happening here. So I'm seeing that we took out these highs right here before making its way down, which makes sense, right? So these highs were taken here. Looks like it was a bit of a supply zone. Lots of stops in this area right up here. Lots of money, lots of liquidity. After that, it looks like we came down and started to create some internal liquidity as well. We came up above all of that, right? All of these stops that are in this area here. I'm not interested in this area because it looks like we continue to break structure to the downside, and I am targeting this low. So this is my ideal area. So guys, when you are getting into a swing trade, you have to make sure that your account size could actually hold this amount of a stop loss here. This is very important. When you're swing trading, you have to understand like what is going to be my ideal lot size for this trade. And what is my account size? I'm not telling you that you can't trade with any account size. When you're swing trading, I'm just simply letting you know that the stop losses tend to be really wide. I do go down and refine these entries as well. But sometimes, guys, I just kind of set a little limit here with my stop being above the OB. And this first entry is normally my risk entry at 0.01. A risk entry is when you're kind of testing out the waters, right? And I like to do this with any of my trades, right? I kind of like going at a little tiny little trade just to see how it's going, how it's reacting, what's happening before I get into my actual size. And also when you're swing trading, guys, because you're on the higher time frame, this is the daily, you do have to wait for price to come back into this area. It could take a couple days. It could take 1 or 2 weeks. It could take a few weeks for price to come back to this area, but you have to be willing to wait for that, because when you enter this trade, this may play out for, you know, a couple days to a few weeks. So keep that in mind, that you are waiting for an entry, and then you're going to be waiting for your take profit as well. So after you have this all set up here, you're simply going to wait for price to come into this area. I'm not going to break it down and go down to the smaller time frames to show you how to refine those entries, because I'm focusing on the higher time frame at this moment. So now that you have your structure, now that you have your entry, you have your exit, it's time to actually wait for price to start coming back into this area. Don't be tempted to start selling just because you see the candles pushing down. Eventually, let's see how many days later. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 days later, we come back and we lightly tap into that OB right here. As you can see on the daily time frame, it's a little wick, but maybe it looks something different. On the 4-hour time frame, it's a little wick as well. And on the 1-hour time frame, it's a little wick. So it looks like it was a pretty straightforward entry. After entering this trade 10 days later, let's actually let it play out to see if we get to take profit and how many days it took to actually get to take profit. So guys, this is 1 day, of course, and let's go ahead and see how many. Okay. Oh, wow, that's a lot. Okay, so okay. That's a lot of points. So let's continue on. Okay, guys, we hit take profit. So, guys, it took 10 days to get into this entry, and the trade lasted 10 days for a whole lot of points here. Nice amount of points here. Not bad, right? We had a 10-day wait, and then we had another 10-day wait. So, guys, how convenient would that be if you were at work, if you were into different things, if you were vacationing and your trade was just running for 10 days, and then you've made a month's worth of money, right? And that 10 days. But also we have to understand that we also had to wait for price to come back into that area as well. This is what comes when you are swing trading. It is a game of patience. So guys, I hope that this video helps a ton with swing trading. And I am going to show you guys another example on my pair US 30. Okay, guys, here we have US 30 on the 12-hour time frame. And this is a trade that I did take. I don't think that I took a swing trade on this, but I do believe that I was in and out of this trade. It wasn't until later on that I realized that I could have definitely held this trade. But guys, when you're busy and you have a lot going on and stuff, sometimes it's not ideal to hold the trade if your anxiety is a little bit high. So what I noticed about the market was that we came down and we took out this sell side liquidity here. And I noticed that the market started to accumulate, and I assumed that it was an accumulation to take us up because we had wiped out quite a bit of sell side liquidity, and I was looking for us to start to come up and take care of some of the highs that we left on the way down, which is all of this, right? So here we have this setup here, and first things first, we broke this high. So I was looking for us to come back and make a higher low. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So here's a high. We made a low lower than the previous low. Then we made a new high that's higher than this previous high. And I was looking for a higher low, but right into here. And then I was going to continue to take it up. I did get in and out again, but this was a perfect opportunity for a swing. So ideally, I was looking, before this even came back down, I was looking for us to come in and fill in this imbalance here, but also to tap into this area, right? This bullish OB, my area of interest, right? So from this area, I would definitely been targeting these highs. We have these highs here. And guys, when you're swing trading, you're holding a position, you don't have to hold it forever. You can simply target any one of these highs here. But when I'm holding a position and I feel really confident, I'm going to go for that high, right? The high in the middle of nowhere. Those are the highs that I'm going to go for. So here we have it. We have quite a few highs here. And as I stated, you guys can target any one of these highs to exit your trade. So let's go ahead and let this trade play out and see the outcome of it. That could be really scary, right? Especially when you're not confident. But we have to learn how to trust ourselves to see the opportunity. When we are deep into discounted areas, when we're at the bottom of the chart, it could seem really, really, really scary to want to take any buys because we're so far down in the chart. But those are where you want to get those opportunities and those deeply discounted areas, guys, to go back into those premium areas. So yes, I am definitely a big fan of catching the move from the very bottom of those discounted areas. And let's just continue to let this play out here. So if you were just aiming for the nearest high here, you would have gotten on this day, and then it would have taken you, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days to get to this first high. So within 6 days, it would have taken you to enter this trade and then to get to the next high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6. Okay, and if you were aiming for the next high here, it would have taken you 14 days to get there. That is half a month, and already we would have captured, let's see, from entry to the second one here. That's about 2,667 points, guys. That is like more than enough for half a month just to get to that second level. And let's see about the third level. Okay, and that's about 23 days, right? So in 23 days, if you were holding this position, that would have gotten you almost 4,000 points. Now, guys, you can add that up even if you got in at a 0.01. Let's say your broker was paying you maybe $1 for that 0.01, depending on your broker, guys, and don't quote me on that. That's $4,000, right? And your risk would have been, let's see, because that's very important. You want to make sure if your entry is here, your risk, okay, let's just say your risk was here. That's $400 for a risk for $4,000. And of course, guys, if $400 is a big amount to risk, then you want to adjust your lot size. So let's just say you were trading this at a mini, right? And maybe that's 10 cents. You guys can add that up, maybe 50 cents for a $200 risk for $2,000. You guys can adjust that with your lot size. This is why understanding your risk management is very important. So guys, let's go ahead and complete this out. This is about 22 days now. Let's see if we reach the final TP, how long it would have taken. Okay, that's about 59 days there. That's a long time to hold a trade. That's almost 2 months, which I've done before. It's not that bad, guys. It's really not that bad. And this would have been for a total of 5,477 points. And that is a nice trade for 2 months. Even if I was risking $400, my total risk would have been $400 to make over $5,000. So guys, that is a wonderful risk to reward ratio. We have $400 to make $5,000. Totally possible. I've done it multiple times. But guys, sometimes when I get in at my risk entry. And that's like a 0.01, depending on your broker. For mine, that's like about $1. And I start to let that play out. And as we start to break those highs, guys, what I do is I move my stop loss up, right? And I decrease my risk. And I also get in at a bigger position, maybe $5, right? And my risk is right here, right? And then as we start to climb up, once we break this, I also take partial. So guys, I'm totally 100% protecting my money. I'm making money. So that way, if the trade decides that it wants to come down and go left, I've already made some type of money. The trade would have not been a total loss. So guys, thanks for watching and like and subscribe if you gain any value from this video.